Welcome everybody, it's Evelyn. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings. Thank you all for being here with me. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's beautiful and sunny here. And I do want to give you some of my ohm tuner here too. So I'm going to hit my ohm tuner and then put it up to the mic. So those of you who want some grounding energy. Okay. So today's May 20th, 2022. The 20 is judgment, which is also the wake-up call, making decisions, and that can be legal stuff as well, of course. And then today, where are we here? Today adds up to the 31, which is a 4. It's also the 5 of Wands, which can be group endeavors. It can be conflict and competition and fighting, but it also can be games and fun and acting and sports in that sense, and the pursuit of happiness. So again, that very fiery energy involving more than one person, you know, usually more than two. So I have a few reads for you today. We're going to roll the die as well. I have the main read on the table, as you can see, but I also have a Metatron read, and I believe I have a Wild Unknown read to do for you, maybe 2 of those actually. So we'll see as we go. And oh, by the way, I want to thank you all for any of you who helped me send some love and healing to Frank, my sister-in-law's brother who passed away yesterday. I just wanted to thank you for all your time and effort, for any of you who did make that effort. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll the die. And my sister-in-law's brother's name is Frank. Rest in peace, Frank. For the twin flames today, May 20th, 2022. Okay, we have Capricorn. So responsibilities, the paternal energy, perhaps societal norms as well, restrictions. And then we also have Venus, which is Libra and Taurus. So again, activating the heart there. And then we also have the 12, which is the Hangman, which usually is thought of as Pisces, but for me I get Capricorn more, and it is the month of Capricorn, Capricorn and Sagittarius. So again, Venus with Pisces or Capricorn, and Capricorn again. So definitely Capricorn coming up there, along with the Venus energies of love. And Pisces as well, Pisces and Capricorn. It's very loving energy, actually, very loving. So let's see how that all plays out. I'm not sure how Venus aspects today, but you can look that up if you'd like. Oh, by the way, there's been a lot of Aries energy coming up too, and I'm saying that because today I was feeling that jittery energy of Aries, you know, that overwhelming energy flowing in. So let's see here where we're starting. So here's the Metatron read. For those of you not familiar with my reads, the Metatron read is the Metatron deck. And here is the underlying energy. This is all 3 cards. The bottom of the deck is this top card here. And then I start out here with the first card going down. I always go down 12. And usually it's a 21 card read throughout all here. But then we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And there's an extra card up here today, because including the underlying energies, normally it'd be 21 cards. And sometimes if I get overflow, I'll put the addendum down there at the bottom, okay? So this is my Metatron read. And just give me a second too. I just want to make sure from this morning, there might have been something else I wanted to bring up before I start that. Oh, I woke up this morning to, and I don't wake up to an alarm. It's just me waking up to my higher self with this information. So I woke up at 8:08 this morning, hearing Queen's "Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled the trigger, now he's dead." So there's that energy of really being triggered at 8:08, which is also Lionsgate. So however you take that, that's the way you should receive it. And again, we're in the energy of the 5 of Wands and judgment. So there is that kind of judgment of as if someone may have killed someone, or may feel like that energy, right? Because of someone who did so much wrong to you that you just couldn't help yourself. So be careful about the triggers right now. And again, that Aries energy that I said was coming up. And we're still in Taurus, I believe. I don't know when it changes to Gemini. But that's a tricky transition right there, Taurus to Gemini, especially in the energy I'm feeling right now. But I feel very positive today. I don't feel negative today. Just be careful about triggers. Yeah, and then I was hearing energy about especially water sign triggers, which definitely relates to me because there's a lot of water in my family. So, yeah, be careful about the triggers. Remember to be present and, don't give your power away. And I'll get to the rest of that stuff when we get there. So for the Metatron read, and I did this yesterday. It was 11:02 to 11:03, which is the 11 of the Justice card, Truth and Balance and Alignment, the 2 and 3 of the High Priestess and the Empress. And I've been pulling in the morning first. I've been pulling a card from the Shaman Dreams deck. And yesterday morning, definitely the cards I pulled, energy definitely reflected my sister-in-law's brother's passing, which I hadn't heard from her yet. So that was definitely reflecting that, as the Chariot and the Star were both reversed. And the 5 of Wands was coming up. And again, we continue with that 5 of Wands energy. And the Metatron read, the bottom of the deck was family. So again, there's a lot of family. And of course, like I said, I'm dealing with family energies right now of loss. That doesn't mean you have to be having loss. I'm not feeling negative energy right now. And again, I'm sure that Frank is at peace now, because he was struggling with an uncomfortable body. So this may be a peaceful energy for him in this transition. We have the colors that came up: blue, red, gold, white. So red, white, and blue are right there, as well as lilac and indigo. And like I said, gold. So we have the blue and gold, which is very much references the twin flame energy. And the red, white, and blue of the patriotism of the U.S., as well as many other countries who use red, white, and blue in their flags. But also can represent the red versus blue and the white purification going on. And the lilac and indigo is very much using the third eye and crown and opening up to your abilities. Element-wise, only Mother Earth came up in the main part of the read, and then that extra part at the bottom, fire, also came up. So again, there's that Aries energy peeking in. And I started at 11:07, which is Justice and the 7 of the Chariot. Again, the Chariot being down, so to speak, or the vehicle going down, right? Which can be a car, any kind of travel or move. It can be the physical vehicle going down or having struggles with that. Anything, could be equipment going down as well. And that's interesting too, because today an equipment came up, an equipment company came up, which was really cool the way it came up. So I'll tell you about that when I'm finished here. But the mother present with her gifts, or perhaps bringing gifts. This can be also parties, you know, birthday parties and other kind of parties. It's a big time for weddings this time of year. The mother is present with her gifts and also with gifts, holding space, that energy of the Madonna, the journey on with the family to get your wish. The first card of the Red Root Shaman here, offering peace to pillar 55, which is the truth, Excalibur. So there's the vertical pillar coming up there. The Red Root Shaman offering peace to the Excalibur pillar from 55 to the 44, which I often talk about as the 44 being the 3D, that lap dance type of energy, as opposed to the 8, which is the do-si-do that we do in the 5D. The 44 is the 3D energy of grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love to one whose light shines so brightly, standing strong with waves crashing up against their walls. And again, the numbers also came up as 5544, which is interesting too, because that's my phone number. So standing strong with waves crashing up against their walls, the mother, the shaman, the beacon, perhaps all of your own attributes, the mother holding space, the shaman bearing gifts, to the pillar lighting up as they shower in white light for clarity on the shadow within. So again, we're focusing here on the vertical pillar, and perhaps Archangel Michael's definitely coming up this week for me in that session that I told you about, where the eagle literally transformed into Archangel Michael. Also, mother passing her inner shaman, being one, it's the mother, it's the energy of the mother passing on her inner shaman with her children. So like just the shamanism of being very connected with the animals, like I always discuss, because I'm very connected with the birds and other animals. But my daughter is starting to understand this as well right now, and we both got that from my mother, because one of her wonderful attributes was how loving she was with children, of course. Not with children. That was a Freudian slip. But with the animals, she was very loving with the children, but she also had a tough time with us. But with animals, you know, they were the ones, the dogs and the other animals. She was connected with all of the animals in the yard and everywhere else. She loved animals because, you know, they didn't talk back. They gave unconditional love, and she was very connected to that energy, which she also passed on to me and my daughter. So that energy of transferring that shaman energy is here. The shaman, the mother passing her inner shaman, one with the animals and earth, to children to discover their own inner truth at 11:22, which is justice and the fool's journey. On the journey of the aqua rose gold heart. Remember, the fourth finger to the fourth chakra is our 3D root to the heart. The fourth finger to the fourth chakra, the number 44, to get to that number 33, 4D bridge of the Christ consciousness, that'll take you to the 22, 5D fool's journey, to the 6D, 11 of alignment, to the double zeros, which is 7D, which then you disappear from this realm. You are unseen. The 6 of love and the blossoming of the heart. The sudden gold replenishment as the heart lights up and feeds that vertical pillar. The sudden event, the epiphanies, the 2 spirals as one that come together and make the heart. Infinitely connecting as the twin flame, the twin flames untying those karmic knots in the electromagnetic grid. And again, I had listened to Magenta Pixie yesterday. She was talking about a few questions and that people had. And she was talking about Michael and Mary, which has nothing to do with the Michael energy I'm talking about, although it's the same thing. A reminder that the Magdalene is literally the magnetic. It's mag, and then the lin is like the line, the magnetic line, as opposed to the electric line. So again, this vertical pillar is coming up here. And the energy of untying the knots in the electromagnetic grid. And again, for those of you who've been watching me a while, I always get Michael and Metatron as thunder and lightning, as Michael obviously is the lightning rod, and then the magnetic energy of Metatron, which is the thunder, which is more of that feminine energy as opposed to the strike of the masculine sword. The double diamond to the nth degree, the square of Vesica Pisces, interwoven, the shared diamond in the middle of the two diamonds together, in two heads with feet and arms to reach out to the next. So again, the double diamonds come together to make one diamond in the middle with these extensions above and below and side to side to be able to reach out and connect. Perhaps after a family meet and greet, the hermit takes action to run with the big birds, the eagles and the seagulls, the birds and the humans, the air energies raising consciousness in the ethers here as well. The King of Wands sacral is off balance here in fire. The King of Swords then comes in as the diamond light to balance off that fire. The white wing purity and innocence unfolds as the Queen of Cups activates her chakras, her light body, to raise up the big bird and the shadow, the Queen of Swords. I'm just trying to read what I wrote next to the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Swords' shadow there is coming up. So the Queen of Cups, so again, just like the masculine, when he gets too off balance in his fire energy of the King of Wands, he switches to the Knight of Swords in order to cool that fire off. And then for the feminine is coming up the Queen of Cups, activating chakras or perhaps even giving too much from her light body to raise up the big bird shadow or the Queen of Swords. And again, there's that dance between the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. The dance of fire, water, air, and earth, of the Queen of Cups birthing a new baby heart. The Page of Cups and their evolution, the divine masculine heart, fed by the King of Wands and tempered by the white wing, the gentling of the heart, the shared heart, as the King of Wands and the King of Swords and that Queen of Cups going into the Queen of Swords, along with the Page of Cups, transit the rainbow bridge at 1143, which is that alignment of truth and balance and that sword of truth, and the 43 of coming together in joy. The Page of Cups transiting the rainbow bridge, where skies are blue and where dreams come true. Inspiration, arching, sailing, bowing. They all are energies having to do with the arc. In archery, the bow takes the pressure, it takes the strain, and then bounces back to hit the mark. The coiling of energy of the retrospective and the retrograde motion, and then going forth with that buildup of energy, forging ahead. So then the words, because forge came up the other day as well in my read, forge and ford, and the comparison between the two meanings came up here as very specific and important. So in forging ahead at 1148, which is justice and truth and balance and alignment, and the 48 of walking away and within when needed to align with yourself when something's not working for you, perhaps leaving behind a lot of emotions that you worked with. The word forge has this energy of counterfeit, right? Because that's forgery. And some of the meanings of forge are to shape metal and heat and hammer, with heat and hammer, or to form, but it's a counterfeit effort. Or in other words, it's copying something unlawfully, or to move ahead heavily and slowly, originally as a ship to advance gradually but steadily, which there's nothing wrong with, but it's accentuating the heaviness and the counterfeitness of this, to proceed towards a goal in the face of resistance. Again, you're pushing against the grain, or something that's difficult, with difficulty, or sudden advance, move or act with abrupt increase in speed or energy, or that using that retrograde to push your way through, forcing the current basically. Whereas the word ford, F-O-R-D, is considered the crossing, where the stream is shallow with good footing, where it makes it possible without a bridge by walking, riding, or driving. It's a stream and it's a current, or in other words, allowing the current to help you go across. So whereas the first definition is coming up as a perspective of being very hard and difficult to cross, the ford is the perspective that it is possible to cross. That's one of the differences between them. The other one was not only is one looking at the negative and one's looking at the positive, but the one is resisting, right, or forcing the issue, whereas the other one's not. It's allowing the energies to kind of just help them along. They're taking their time in a more happy way as opposed to in a frustrated way. So then 4G, because we have forge, which is 4G, and then forward, which is 4D. So forge versus 4G versus 4D came up because forcing high-speed communication versus taking the 4D bridge to the 5D station to organically communicate in all time-space direction. So again, there you go. By going to the fourth dimension to the 5D, you can then communicate organically through your body as opposed to using the 4G, which is better than the 5G for sure, but then it's taking us to that 5G, which is a very negative place because it's very bad for our health. So then the G from 4G is generation, right? And that's versus the 4D of divine, right? It is dimension, but it's also divine. So generation versus dimension is something very different. Generation is one singular generation as opposed to the dimension or the divine, which is all, forcing, and also divine is the D. DE is of, which is open-ended. It's infinite. Whereas generation is closed. It's one generation. So the generation versus the divine or the of, the D, which equals, literally in math, the one superset and beyond. So as opposed to a subset, it's a superset. It goes out of the box. Icing the fields here then at 1218. 1218 is the hangman and the moon. And I was also getting the back, so the D separates into the 1 and the backward C, which besides the superset that the backward C is, it also means 4/8 time as opposed to 4/4 time in music. So it's a quickening because it's the eighth notes are faster than the quarter notes. So there's a quickening there of the backward C as opposed to the forward C, and the 1, which is that superset as opposed to a subset. So again, it's a higher vibration. So at 1218 and icing the fields, the rocks, the cubes, preventing the plants from growing, dry ice, 2 roofs without a home, the moon, or 144, becoming that 18, or the 1/8, from the 3D to the 5D, the bridge that runs through it. 1 superset, the C that equals 4/4 time, but the backward C, which equals 4/8 time, faster and higher vibration, the superset versus the subset of C, the Christ consciousness. The 144 3D via the 33 bridge becomes the 18, the purple moon, the root 22 with Sandalphon and the fool's journey. The farming cube of the hexa or 5 cube, the 6. So the cube literally has 6 faces, so it's considered a hexagon. And then the 20 is coming up as the dodecadron, which is the 12 faces, with the pentagon faces. So the pentas all over it, 12 to be exact, with 20 points on it to make or junctions. And then petticoat junction and the fool's gold was coming up. The arcs clearing the fields, like in Ukraine, right? The reason why there's a desert where the ark is beneath the ground, which is why they invaded Ukraine. The arcs put out heat or radiation, from what I understand. That is the reason why there's no growth there, which they never understood why that was an area of no growth where everything around it does have growth. So the energy of the barren fields are grounding the ships, mirroring in space, because we know that the motherships have come in to assess the situation here down on Earth. So the hex as the hexagon energy of the 6 sides, time, and the pentagon or pent space of 5, which is the odd, which initiates. It's like the retrograde. What's the word I'm looking for? But either way, it's that inspiration, that kickstart to get going. It's the 6 is the balance, but the 5 is the inspiration to get going, or 6 time and 5 space. The King of Pentacles, which is number 65, and the 2 of Swords, which is number 56, which are the numbers coming up here, of his knowing of love and freedom, the King of Pentacles here. Remember, the King of Pentacles is that step in an earthly sense, according to the cards, below the Emperor. He's achieved everything. He's mastered all 4 suits, and he can go up to Emperor if he wants to, but perhaps he doesn't want to. But he's a very good man. He takes a lot of responsibility, and he's been very successful in that. So the King of Pentacles 65 and the Two of Swords 56 of his knowing of love and of freedom, of balance and expansion, of creation without contraction, and no forms holding you down. So again, no contracts there. You don't have to contract with someone to expand yourself these days, right? So at 1229, which is the Hanging Man and the Three of Wands, being present to your own energy in the moment. In the purple moon, time out is needed to meditate into your birthplace, Divine Feminine. You may need some time out here to feel into that. So, and actually I forgot to do that last night, so I'll have to do that tonight. But feel into, in your meditation, you're going back to your birthplace and feel the energies. I've actually never been back to I drove through Memphis, but I've never actually been back to Memphis to spend any time. And we decided not to go after we had run into someone at a local restaurant before we went on our trip that year. And she had lived in Memphis, and she said, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. It's not safe. It's like, and I'm okay, well, she lived there. Maybe she knows. So we ended up not staying there, but we did drive through Memphis, and it was very rickety. The bridge looked like it had a big dinosaur bite taken out of it. And so we're supposed to be looking back to this energy to see what comes up for us regarding that energy. Allow yourself compassion or endings each day. In sunset, reflecting your ancestors' love. And a reminder that the upside down A is the symbol, the capital A is the symbol for, in math, for all. So just like the one for all and all for one, the upside down A is the for all part. So then the right side up is the other side, the reflection of that. And by the way, that's a quantum math symbol. Okay, 1233, which is the Hanging Man and the 33 of the Christ vibration. 1233 is very much about Jesus Christ, right? It's the Hanged Man and the Christ vibration, the unity consciousness. 18 views on breathe a wave, on how to breathe and how to to free yourself was the energy that was coming up here in that purple moon, being present in the moment. Transform chaos of light into the shadow pack of life and death and light and dark, of chaos and control, of play and work, but ultimately getting to the place of the center of love and peace. The Page of Swords message of that castle on a cloud with trailing drawbridge. Remember, when you get to the crossing of the water, you can swim across, if it's deep, or perhaps build a bridge or get a boat. But if the water's shallow, you can forge across, pushing your way, or you can choose to ford across without resisting. Or of course you can choose not to cross and float with the current and see where it takes you, allowing the universe to give you what you intended and now is bringing forth to you. It may not show up as you expected, but perhaps as a lift to keep you up until you do get there. At 1244, and Spirit's connecting with me very strongly right here, the 12 of the Hanging Man again, and the 44 of that 3D journey, getting over that bridge to the 5D in that unity consciousness. The 44 again of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love. And it's also 44 numerology, the Atlas energy, in a social worker type of energy. So the indigo child with a message of higher realms and magic, mastering the mysteries of life and coming full circle, at one with the universe and reflecting your star, as you are also seen as light from afar. At 1246, the Hanging Man and the inner children of the Six of Cups loving each other. And again, your soulmates, not only from this world, but from other worlds as well. And don't forget, we're looking out there like someday we'll be out in space. You are in space. You're on ship Earth, Terra Gaia. You're on a ship. Taking a closer look at the moon and stars and crystal ships that we call planets. A wake-up call that you are what you see in space. It's just reflecting back at you. Remember Thanksgiving each day. Thank God, which is also TG. TG Thanksgiving, TG Thank God, and TG Terra Gaia of 4D and 5D Earth. The synchronicities and variety, the spice of life. In the horn or trumpet, like food, what are the words spoken? As dragon's breath in the ethers. You are what you eat, which is where the King of Wands gets thrown off balance. Perhaps not only the types of food, but more variety here is needed for the sun's strength. At 12:54, the Hanging Man and the Page of Swords. Or the dragon may be looking at Thanksgiving or thinking about serving something different this year. And this may be someone who's choosing to have a vegetarian menu this year. At 12:55 is the Hanging Man and the Truth of the 55. And again, we have the 44 and the 55 with 46 and 54 between, which is the soulmate energy of the past lives and the message they bring. The Fire Dragon 19 and the 10 of New Dawn here. Welcome back to High Vibe Light with much less shadow here, right? So whereas we used to have in the Valley of the Shadow of Death is no longer the shadow. There's very little shadow there. It's just bright sunlight in the desert. Ancestors in energetic exchange for appreciation and healing, branching off of the Rainbow Bridge in a new direction, fording their way across the water or floating downstream to the valley without the shadow of death. A celebration of those who have come before, and dimensional gateway number 33 of Christ or unity consciousness. You can also bridge by arcing across in one pure moment of inspiration. 33 is the 4 chambers of the heart, the love train, choo-choo, 2 pillars, 2 wings, and 2 flames with 2 perspectives, and all are welcome, whether or not you said thank you. Your word, and then I was getting your words, not mine. So that's our friends out there saying, this is your language, not ours. You don't have to say thank you to us. We feel you. It's not necessary. So again, they're bringing up Jesus's words of your words, not mine. From number 33 to number 22 on the Fool's Journey with Archangel Sandalphon or Saint Dolphin, who's with you now, your Lemurian and Lyran ancestry, your sweet creative side. Sandal Fawn or Sandal Phone, which is the energy of the footprints of Jesus in the sand. He say, she say, we all say, each with their own expression. And perhaps it makes you think of ice cream, but that's okay too. And remember, ice cream is IC, which is the inner child in you, and the music in you, the muse of the inner child. 105 is the magician and the hierophant. The magician of manifestation and embodiment, and the 5 of change, freedom, and expansion. That freedom to express yourself and change. But remember, there's a dark side to that as well. As soon as I wrote 105, I was getting an old energy that I was connected to, where the 1 and 5 could be very evil, right? The magician, when it's reversed, can be very dark. And with the hierophant reversed as well, that can be a very dark energy or very disturbed energy. The magician and the hierophant, manipulation and societal norms, and again, making sure to express the positive sides of these things. So that was the Metatron read. Then we went to the unknown pocket tarot here, wild unknown animal spirit pocket tarot. All right, so this is the energy, this is the underlying energy up top, and then it just reads like a storyline the way the cards wanted to come out. So this was at 112 to 13, which is the 12 of the Hanging Man, the 13 of the transition, and the 1 of the magician, of course. The underlying energy was the workplace, which is fine. Everything's stable and good. Perhaps saving or withholding, though. Perhaps saving money or saving for a new start or a new life. Or perhaps withholding or playing hardball with someone. From the King of Pentacles, perhaps, who's upright here, but letting go of 4 Pentacles and then the 9 Pentacles, or perhaps spending what's left on a dependent, or perhaps on their own dependency, or their powerlessness, or their loss of money, power, and independence. We have the 3 of Pentacles upright here, along with, they're all Pentacles here. 3 of Pentacles was upright, which is a stable work environment, or any place you co-create. That can be school, church, or anything really. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed with the King of Pentacles upright, and then the 4 and 9 of Pentacles reversed. So again, the King of Pentacles in the workplace are good, but the action here is about money all going out. So, except for the Ace of Pentacles, which really is more about saving it or withholding it because there's that lack of, or not ready for that new start. So the workplace suits the King of Pentacles. If the mountain won't come to Muhammad, then Muhammad must go to the mountain. The King of Pentacles gives a little time, money, and effort. As this increases to 9 pentacles of time, money, and effort, perhaps they offered 4, but ended up getting taken for 9 with nothing in return. The first energies here was of the Chariot being broken. Again, we discussed that already as I came in today. The vehicle broken down, but now all balanced in a one-to-one connection, making things right. Perhaps sad or dumped or in the dumps, or overwhelmed and crying, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, that energy of mother and child, or perhaps the loss of that. And that can just be missing your children as well if they don't live with you. The Cancer reversed, maybe taking a loved one away, as I had experienced, but that can just be someone with Cancer in their chart as well, or the energy of that deception. Dumping responsibilities, burdens in a breakup or loss, missing affections of another, or Gemini reversed, in need of attention or feeling of failure, or under the radar, perhaps being paid under the table, or a bad reputation here, or perhaps got a bad rap, perhaps that was undeserved, as the world is now upright and coming full circle. Perhaps back to the daily grind, or back to juggling again, performing, or a beautiful butterfly in transformation with Pisces upright here. The fallen star, or the need for hope, or the need to cope, with the Page of Wands upright with beautiful wrapping, or feeling imprisoned in their chrysalis, their prison, or their anxieties, but finding a way to part the seas, to come out, flame still burning, or lighting a flame for someone. And that can be like, in someone's memory. At 134, which is the Magician and the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love. The sun goes home. The Hanging Man reversed, all bundled up in swaddles, a child with no name, or no placement yet, awake at night and sad at day, or a new flame or child emerges from out of nowhere, or a child without their father here. An ending, split, or divide, through need for the truth of the Queen of Cups, and feeling shamed by love, or scolded for hiding. The horse and their trainer, or pup who won't come out because they know they did something wrong and they're going to get in trouble for it, at 143, which is the Magician and the 3 of Cups. The 9 of Wands reversed is the wounded warrior surrendering, or back to the basement they go. And again, that can be your dog who knows they did something wrong, or back to the basement, suffering in silence, or perhaps your sister, or stressed out, or unable to sleep, or yet happy with self, even though you experience all these things, and in need of peace, or maybe just needing sleep. Strength of the King of the Jungle to humble themselves to the Page of Pentacles, or Leo Page of Wands gives a rose to the Page of Pentacles, or Bambi perhaps here, a very sweet energy. As we have Aquarius reversed, Pisces or Capricorn reversed, Sagittarius reversed, and Leo upright here. There's a lot of Leo that came up in these reads. Clarity and new information, suddenly knocking or not so suddenly knocking, a fallen angel off balance, with Scorpio and Sag both reversed at 148, the Magician and the walking away within of the 8 of Cups. Perhaps overworked Queen of Wands reversed, or things not working out for them, or perhaps they're out of work or off, or sick, or just sick and tired and curling up, hiding out within under the covers or lashing out. And then after this negative energy, all of a sudden is this 10 of Pentacles upright and 10 of Cups upright side by side, which is, you can't get anything more perfect than that, right? That's the dream family with complete emotional fulfillment. This can also be a happy ending. The 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, hits the spotlight, the stage, a diamond in the sky at 152 after the 49 of getting your wish, the 52 of the Queen of Swords in heaven on earth, with dream family and emotionally fulfilled. Now the energies throughout this read were the King of Pentacles upright, but the Queen of Pentacles was reversed. And there is a Page of Pentacles upright here as well, mixed in with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Cups, and then the Queen of Wands reversed. So the Queen of Wands, mother of the Page of Wands, perhaps would be upset for some reason, but the Page is fine. Both pages are good, and so is the King and the Queen of Cups. But the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands are both reversed here. So that could just be sadness, like I said, if someone's dealing with a loss, or it can be a split of a marriage or family as well, or an ending of some sort, again, which may be sad, but a happy ending as well. The King of Pentacles is good, but the Queen of Pentacles not. Perhaps there's a Page of Wands delivery. There can be a birth here too, with the Queen of Cups sending it back. So if you gave birth, you can't send it back, but it could be getting a delivery that you need to send back, or wanting to send something back, and the Page of Pentacles being strong here. So then we have here. So something that came up there's been this ongoing energy this week of a big mess that needs to be cleaned up, and that can be figuratively or literally, right? If children are making a mess, or the pet's making a mess, or you made a mess that now needs to be cleaned up. But I'm going to tell you, there's a union read I did, and I'm just going to tell it to you because there's some important messages that came through in it regarding places, and that might be a specific message for someone, so I want to make sure that gets out there. So I'm going to show you, do I have that read on here? I don't know if I have the picture or not. No, I don't, but that's all right. Just give me 1 second. I'm fixing the pictures here for you guys. Okay, so this is a 4D, 5D, 6D union read for the Divine Feminine Masculine. It was just a quick read I'd done on my own yesterday. But there were some messages here that were really, odd. They were out of the ordinary, so I wanted to make sure they get out there in case it's a message for someone. So at 11:20 last night, which is, again, justice and judgment. So there's a lot of heavy legal energies there. The underlying energy was getting over loss, regret, and the otter. There's very beautiful, curious energy here, like this inner child energy amidst all this loss that's really beautiful and sweet and positive. So getting over loss and regret, the otter curious about the songbird, the abundant travel or spaceships or bliss. Perhaps a pushy shadow mother here, or Atlas energy of the weight of the world, with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups, part mother or partnership. We have Capricorn, Taurus, and Pisces there. And Antarctica came up again here, and the mountain, and realizing that Antarctica has arc in it as well, because all those arc words were coming up. So again, referencing perhaps the arc that's in Antarctica. And the mountain, and again we had, the mountain won't come to Muhammad. Muhammad has to go to the mountain. And now we're dealing with the mountain and Antarctica. And then I was getting someone saying, get out of town. And then the bunny and the worm, and their rabbit ears up. Perhaps someone's intestines going, or a snake, and someone might be dealing with worms that need to be cleared. The black panther's growling, or their tummy is. And the deer one is so sweet, and the otter here as well. And then Earl, PA was coming up, as well as Delaware river otters. And apparently, when I looked up the river otters, it said that they have a problem with them because I guess they eat all the game fish in the rivers in Delaware. But Delaware was coming up with the river otters, and Earl, PA as well. And also otter was coming up as, because TER also means two. So it was coming up as the reflection of OT, which is overtime, or however you take that. OT was reflecting TO, Otto, like ditto. And then Ter is also river. So river was coming up a lot. And the Ter, which also the terrace is coming up here. It's the river, the bull, I dry, dry off, devastated, ruined, disabled, aunt, uncle. Sweat, to hold, have, to be rich, possess. Tar, thrice, good, to exist and to give birth to. So overtime, bull, or devastated, sweating, to give birth, to exist, and dry. The incoming divine feminine here was the magic adventure crossing the Queen of Cups twin bridges, implementing a plan with the dragon's eye, or perhaps the inner eye, and the beaver not happy with the condition of twin bridges. The hermit, Queen of Swords, with flowers and gifts, perhaps playing with the golden egg. The dragon keeping an eye on the workers and the golden child, or the nest egg. The 4D here is the divine feminine Dr. Jekyll or Jekyll and Hyde, juggling, performing, or multitasker zebra, who's activated, maybe a little bit eclectic or going against the grain. The divine masculine is home with the Queen of Pentacles elephant, bridging with sudden stardom, galactics, the Six of Cups soul ties, and losing patience and triggered. Eagles, talons, and eager to clasp on to the sun. Fallen angel story, and eagle perhaps who's lonely, which came up as my message that I brought from my session the other day. The 5D here is the lion with issues at work, and there's Leo. The Atlas burdens, feeling of failure, and the divine masculine and loving lady with gifts and truth, and the vulture who is powerless to them. Bridging with camel, who's blue, who may be starting over with fox, wounded warrior, Sagittarius leaving the scene. And this vulture too can just be the old eagle, powerless to the energies of the gifts of the loving lady. The 5D here is the divine feminine committed with the Knight of Wands with new passion, and the High Priestess swans. The divine masculine nesting the dreams with the Six of Cups energy, perhaps children or fond memories of the past. But the raccoon may be deep in thought and sad, but I was also getting deep throat right there for some reason. Bridging with risky letter or not, or a document. Triumphing over the field, the peacock, which is someone who may be showy. But in this deck specifically, it says they're beautiful inside and out, which is funny because I had just replied to a post of my daughter's yesterday that how beautiful she was inside and out. So the outgoing divine masculine here is the owl overworking to get through the maze, the hummingbird whispering in owl's ear, completely overwhelmed, as the Knight of Cups reversed, Phoenix rising to the Queen of Pentacles or the wounded warrior's path. The child or Page of Swords in transition, present to the ship that has sailed. The nightingale songbird clearing the air, calling out. And there's this very beautiful energy of the otter hearing the sweet little nightingale singing their song to them. They were like they could hear their sweet song from afar, and the otter was being called to it. It was such a sweet energy. I can't express to you how sweet it was. So the heart calls of the divine feminine, eclectic lioness and reflecting swans, juggling act with issues and secrets and perhaps their intuition. As the masculine, this was coming up as the feminines were coming up as the heart and the cats of the Lyran lineage, and the masculines were coming up as the birds and the head of the Lyran lineage. The masculine here was the home, the elephant, vulture, and raccoon. The Queen of Pentacles loving lady and nesting with the Six of Cups dependence, and the bridge between them was coming up. Even though the masculine had all the birds on their side, it was all birds. There's also birds between them, so it was saying that even though the feminine is cat lineage, she's also bird lineage. Maybe the masculine just doesn't see that or them as the same as them. The peacock and the eagle and the swan are important here to start over and win at all cost. The fallen angel or the foxy wounded warrior going after the nest egg here. And again, that's that energy, right, of the eagle. The eagle doesn't dive to a nest. They swoop. They come more parallel and just swoop things, whereas other birds may dive into the nest, but that wouldn't be an eagle. At 12:51 is the hanging man and the 51. If the eagles are diving, it's because they're doing something else. They're either doing a mating ritual or there may be something else as well, but it's not about feeding themselves. So 12:51, the King of Swords, and my gnat showed up right there, which is unforgettable, Phoenix rising and falling. And again, that's the energy of the eagle rising and falling when they mate. While the hummingbird is telling the owl secrets or whispering in their ear. The nightingale was coming up as the night-in-gale, yells to the sweet otter. So the energy of gale was coming up, which is a couple different areas. There's Gale, Illinois, and there's Gale, Wisconsin, as well as Gale, I don't know if it's pronounced as Gale, is the district where Sri Lanka is. G-A-L-L-E, there was 2 L's. So Gale means to sing, charm, enchant or cry, groan or croak, talk or call, a strong wind that's greater than a breeze but less than a storm, rated 7 to 9 out of 12 on the Beaufort scale, which Beaufort is beautiful fort. Outburst, especially of laughter, to sail fast, to rent or annuity, like regular payments there. Fish, eagerness, to crow, scream, scabies, as well as I don't know if it said merge, I guess merge, and then gala also came up. So again, those 2 cities came up. Gale came up as in Illinois. It's at the bottom of the state, and it's at 37 degrees, 1456, and then that's the horizontal, and then the longitudinal line is 89 degrees, 2651. And it's at 338 feet, which that number is specific to me. So 338 feet came up, as well as 618 is the area code. And it's the bottom west of the state. And then Gale, Wisconsin came up, which is 44 degrees, 648 north. And then the longitudinal line is 91 degrees, 1841 west. And that one's at 863 feet with an area code of 608. And that one, though, is on the coast, in the mid-coast on the west side of the state for Wisconsin. So if any of those things mean anything to you, Nightingale. And that was, I finished there at 104, which is the Magician and the Emperor. Okay, so then today, just a quick read message from this morning. Like I told you, I woke up at 8:08 to Mama just killed a man from Queen, put a gun against his head, pulled the trigger, now he's dead. So the energy of getting triggered. So be careful about that. Remember to stay present and not let them take your power away, especially water signs. And when I pulled the Shaman Dreams cards this morning, it was like 8, 51, 52, and 52 is coming up a lot this morning, and 51. I just gave you a lot of 51s, which is the King and Queen of Swords. It's 52 on my clock right now, or on this clock. My regular clock is at 12:13, which is the transition to the next, right? The 12 is the ending, the hangman. The 13 is the transition to the next cycle. So 51 and 52 were very significant here. And when I looked at something, it was 8:51 this morning. So the 51 had come up already, accentuating the King of Swords. And then 52 came up because one of the cards that came up in the underlying energy was 52, the Queen of Swords. So from the Shaman Dream, the underlying energy, the top card that came out was the mindful or group think, or that think tank kind of energy. But I was also getting the energy of mind is full. They can't take anymore. Like the guy is, I can't take it anymore. I'm mad as hell, and screaming out their window in New York, right? So the straddling of worlds of that 52 in the hand, lay of the land, and mindful came up in the underlying energy, and then wandering between realms. The whole energy was wandering between realms in hand. The universe is your partner, lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, and mindful group think. The first card out, which has been coming up a lot recently, is the Root Girl. So I'm going to show you a couple of these cards that came out because their energy is very significant here. And this is Root Girl, and she's so, so precious and cute. So there's that energy too, but she's struggling. Look how much grief that little girl is going through. So that little girl, root energy, is also the 46 of the 6 of Cups, right? The loving children, the fond memories. But this isn't so fond, right? She's really struggling with her root energies, where she came from, and having disowned herself. And then the energies of the deep quiet came out, and then I just put them back in the wrong order here. So here's the deep quiet. And look at the hand right here, because this came out in the cards, but what was in the root energy, the underlying energy below the root, below the mindful. So this is the mindful was at the bottom of the deck, okay, and then the root girl came out, and below this was let's see here what I have. Was it that one that came out? Let's see here. It was okay. So the underlying energies came up like this, okay, and the underlying energies. And look at this hand right here. So this is the underlying energies, and it was placed right underneath, this hand was right underneath this hand. So look how they connect there. And it has to do with healing, with using the universal energy to heal with the hand. And here, right before that, in the underlying energy, was the straddling between worlds of the 3D and 5D of the Queen of Swords, the 52. All right, so the energies that came out this morning is the root girl, and then the deep quiet, and then the cat pillar, which was really cool the way this came up when I looked it up, and then the closing of the door here, the 5, which is the Hierophant, and change, freedom, expansion. But remember what I said about the Hierophant reversed can be some dark energy, especially with that magician. And here's the Emperor as well, which can be the same. But there's opportunity here with cat or pillar, and then closing the door and completing something. You know, letting go of this root girl, the disowned self, and using your powers, using your meditation and your stillness and your hands to harness energy. There's an opportunity here. And again, intestinal energies and worms may be coming up for somebody, and closing the door of completion here. This can also reference the transformation from the caterpillar before the butterfly. All right, so those came up. I just wanted you to see the pictures. So when I looked up, as soon as I wrote down caterpillar, I got Decatur for some reason. I have a reference to Decatur from when I was young, but first, why did I get Decatur from caterpillar? I don't know, right? Normally that wouldn't come up. So Decatur came up, which references for me racing cars, but I looked it up, and again, Illinois came up. So it just came up with Gale. So Gale is at the bottom of Illinois, but Decatur is in the middle of the state. It's not on a border, but more in the middle of the state. Decatur, Illinois is the largest city land-wise in the state, but the population came up 17th in Wikipedia. It's the county seat of Macon County, with population 70,522. So there's that 52 of the Queen of Swords again, and that was reference of 2020. It's on the Sangamon River, so again, the sang of the songbird that I just talked about in the other read. The Sangamon River, and river came up as well in the definitions. And Lake Decatur is central Illinois. And again, the company here was referenced, you know, as some major entity from Decatur, designing and manufacturing facilities for none other than Caterpillar Inc. All right, now this is coming up in Wikipedia under Decatur. Nothing to do with cats or caterpillars, but under Decatur, Illinois. And I just looked up the card asking information about, I didn't put in caterpillar, I put in Decatur. Or this is actually under the definition of Decatur. It's just crazy, all right? So under Decatur, after I'm looking at the caterpillar card, under Decatur, Illinois is Caterpillar Inc., which is a wheel tractor, scraper, compactor, large wheel loader, mining, class motor, grader, off-highway trucks, and large mining trucks. So the company came up, Caterpillar Inc., as well as Stephen Decatur Jr., from January 5th, 1779 to 3/22/1820, who started as a mid-level shipman, and I brought that up because mid-state was also coming up, and then he was a naval officer and commodore in the American Revolution. He was the youngest man to reach captain in the history of the U.S. Navy. He was actually killed then in a duel with Commodore James Barron. They fought after he refused to retract remarks he made about Barron's conduct in the Chesapeake Leopard affair in 1807. So again, there's another twin flame reference there. And then back to Caterpillar Inc. It's referred to as CAT, C-A-T, and it's a Fortune 100 Corp, as well as number 65 on the Fortune 500 and number 238 on the Global Fortune 500 list. In 1925, this came out of a merger of Holt Manufacturing and C.L. Best Tractor Company. They reorganized as a Delaware group at that point, headquarters Deerfield, Illinois. They now also have clotheslines and the Cat phone, which is supposed to be like heavy duty and unbreakable. Their trademark is the Caterpillar yellow and the cat logo. So again, that reference, however that relates to you, let me know in the comments if anything comes up for you around that. But again, the two hands coming together, referencing your abilities to make sure you have the energy of the world in your hands and use it wisely. To meditate right now on that, meditate on your birthplace. The alignment of chaotic light energy, that you have so much power in your hands. The Queen of Swords straddling worlds for their little girl. The left hand on her heart and the right hand to heal with. So perhaps putting your left hand on your heart as well will amplify that healing ability. So this unknown tarot quick read that I did this morning was that I just done my own clearing at 10:10, and then 10:11 was the read, the 10 of the high vibrational destiny and the 11 of justice again, the wild unknown pocket tarot, and it's just this quick read here with the underlying energy pile there at the bottom. Okay, and this is this morning. The underlying energy of implementing a plan, in need of inspiration, moving to peace without reunion, or making peace with being a third party, or just dealing with social distancing and making peace with these things, bad influences, or groups, maybe addictive people or gossips, or one or no social life, and making peace with these kind of things. So at 10:15, which is the wheel and the devil, the 10 of Swords was the first card out of ending pain, painful ending, betrayal, or a massage, and being uncomfortable. And then the Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups are upright together in beautiful energy. Together perhaps 20 days or 18 to 21 days, with the King of Cups and Queen of Wands both reversed in deception here, or just don't like being woken up early, or will be cranky leading up to the new moon. It's possible the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed deceived and are now standing up to the King of Wands reversed, and or vice versa. There could be a deception here between those two. Or they may have been deceived by one with cancer in their chart, or deceived by one with the disease cancer. At 10:43, which is the 10 of destiny, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 43 of coming together. But again, we just had that 3 of Cups starting off the read in the underlying energies as reversed, so or not coming together. The 7 of Wands is upright here. It's like that parting of the seas, or parting of the ways, or clearing the way, or perhaps you're clearing your backyard, or standing up for self to the devil themselves, or Capricorn, King of Wands reversed, or people with addictions in general, or in lack, like the Empress reversed, or the Queen of Swords reversed, who may have a chip on their shoulder, or perhaps PTSD, or perhaps a widow, or scorned, or perhaps this is just all upside down because they're at a funeral service. The Fool reversed may be failure to launch, or Aries reversed and Knight of Wands reversed, struggling to start over in love, or lacking faith in themselves. With the Tower reversed, resisting sudden changes, or after a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, or Scorpio reversed with an ace up their sleeve, with calm exterior, but they're unable to trust, so you won't be able to trust them. At Hero, the Hierophant reversed and the King of Swords is upright, or the King of Swords with Taurus in their chart, or divorced, or spiritually outside the box. The King of Swords is juggling, performing, or transforming through repetition, or working on tires or bicycle wheels. The Knight of Swords may be a delivery of a present, or just being present, that's their gift, or the King of Swords with the Knight of Swords may be working together, or the Knight of Swords offering information, ideas, or better delivery of the King of Swords. The 8 of Swords reversed is a release, or perhaps done with the chrysalis now, as the wounded warrior surrenders to the 6 of Cups soulmate, and the High Priestess, and that could be a fond past or memories as well. The High Priestess with the truth, which also can be Pisces or divine feminine energy. High Priestess with the truth, perhaps keeping it to themselves, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This is their power. As lightning comes in, two rods connecting to the one sword here, as two as one in truth. And there's your message there. So let's get to this big read on the table now. Okay. So this is the Twin Flame 7-deck read. And here's the whole read on the table so you can see a little bit better. Okay. And for those of you not familiar, the 7 decks that I use, I have Romance Angels, Tarot Sexual Magic, the Rider-Waite Mini. This is the main deck, is the SIRIAN Starseed, the numerology deck's back there. This is the Universal Golden pile here, and the pile in the back there is the Gilded Tarot. And we do Oracle cards at the end as well. So this one was cut and dealt at 2 on the nose, double zeros behind the 2, which is the High Priestess, the divine feminine energies, the mediator, seeing both sides of the situation. It just turned 106 here, which is the Magician and the Lovers. So at 2 o'clock, right on the nose, I cut the deck. At 2:12, which the 12 is the Hanging Man, N of Flames came up, which capital N for me is Christ. So again, the energy of Christ of Flames and the drama as well. The aims of Christ of Flames, as well as the amis, like friendships. Also at 2:14, which is Valentine's Day, EIP came up. And I think I forgot to actually look. Did I look that up? I don't think I remembered to look that up. Let me look it up real quick. I have it right here. So let's see here. Let's see if anything comes up. So it only comes up as an acronym with those 3 letters, because otherwise there's more letters. And that is ethylene interpolymer. Excuse me, interpolymer. EIP. The first thing that comes up is a foreign word, Ipa Kesta. So I'm going to look that up since it is the first one. And that one says, "You're welcome. Don't mention it. My pleasure. No problem. Not at all." It also translates directly as, "It's not worth thanking." Oh, look, and there I told you too that the ET said you didn't have to say thank you. That's your words, not ours. And again, that's coming up with Christ as well. So he's repeating that. Your words, not mine. And EIP. I'll have to look that up again because there's something else that wants to come up there too. But the E is always of energy, and the Eve energy of the divine feminine, the E tower of the divine feminine in the E tower, and IP address can be coming up as well. But E is also the one, equal, and congruent to IP. And also voodoo came up at 222. So be careful of guidance because there's some negative connotation, you know, because voodoo came up. I was also getting vocalizing, or VO and C. So if that means anything to you, let me know. But again, there's guidance here, 222. So be careful about voodoo out there, right? And then we have 224 to 5. I finished clarifying, which is the 2 of the High Priestess. The 24 and 25 is the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And they definitely came up in cards that I was doing yesterday together. The major arcana in this read were Solar Deity, which is the Sun, Reason, which is the Emperor, Guidance, which is the Hierophant, and Ascension, which is the World. After the read, the Wheel, or Great Wheel, or Wheel of Fortune came up, and the Starseed, which is the Higher Self in this deck. Excuse me, that's not correct. The Starseed is the Fool card. There were 3 wands, 2 pentacles, 1 cup, and 1 sword. So we have the 3211 there, which is the 32 of the journey, the 11 again of justice and alignment, truth and balance. And the Page of Wands, King of Wands were the main players in the read. So perhaps father and son, or King of Wands and his inner child. And before the read was the Page of Swords. After the read, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. We had triple fours in the read, as well as double twos and fives. The twos and fives reflect each other in box letters. They're exactly the same in reflection. The 22 is the Fool's Journey, the 55 is the Truth, and the triple fours very much have to do with the angelic realms. The 4 of the Emperor, structure and stability of survival as opposed to manifesting dreams, and the 44 of the 4 of Cups, being bored or apathetic, or grounding, integrating, and mastering the receiving of love, and then elevating that to the triple fours, which is overall 12, which becomes more wise in the angelic realms. The 6 comes up of the Lovers, as well as 9, 10, begin again, always coming back to the heart and the present moment and centered. We also have 12 of the Hanging Man, 24 of the Queen of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, the grieving or purging card, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, and the 69 of the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so we have the code line all about adventure, relationship change, and effort. And the numbers that came up on this code line was number 10, coming from 4 and 6, which is the Emperor and Lovers, but also the 46 of the Inner Loving Children, which has been coming up a lot today. And that 10 of that high vibration of the 1-0 code, right? So regarding the code line, adventure, relationship change, and effort, which, by the way, was broken up into A-D venture, effort, and relationship change. So I'll tell you the way that came up. And actually, I had to write over IP. So IP came up again here, in addition to E and IP that came up in the code line earlier. Okay, so I don't know if someone's dealing with an IP address or if IP means something else to you, but you can look that up too if you want. Okay, so the translations came up regarding the code line, regarding these energies, and the number 10 coming from 4 and 6 and 46 perhaps. AFS came up, which is so weird because I got an AFS email yesterday, and I'd done this before that email. So AFS TV comes up. So TV can be regular TV, but it also can be telepathic vision or telepathy. The energy was AFS TV. And again, for those of you not familiar, AFS is a volunteer organization and contains a student exchange where you can go to other countries to learn about other cultures, and you can actually receive students from other countries staying at your house for a bit. But it started out as a volunteer organization where, you know, nurses and things like that would go in a war effort to volunteer from the US or other places to help in other locations. But AFS TV and seeing the key of 4G and the King of Wands, Lovers, assent to be worthy, to wash, to shape, and again, to be 1,000 years. The song is coming up here again as well. To shape the adventure, the effort, and your relationship change. Also is coming up as the year, to be 1,000 years. The gust of wind, the telepathic vision, and seeing the key of the 4G, which is the forge, or for God, the master of passions and drama, the sixth sense that's worth something. Also, workout channel came up. See the 4G or forge, and the master of flames, which gets off balance, the King of Wands, which is referencing that 4G off balance because it's the forge as opposed to the ford, which is more going with the flow. And again, the sixth sense from adventure, effort, and relationship change. So again, AFS TV is that workout channel, I think, .com. It also came up as Applied Fitness Solutions, which is a library of fitness stuff. I don't know how good or not good it is, but it came up. And then About to Arrive came up significantly regarding movement of celestial ship effort. This literally came up from the words in the code line. About to arrive, movement of celestial ship effort, regarding that. In a short time, a split second, TV or telepathic vision, seeing the Emperor forge or God master drama. And again, there could be counterfeit. Remember, forge is the counterfeit or the one trying to force the energy or resist it as opposed to going with the flow. And here's that energy of the emperor or God mastering the drama of the human, of lover's ascension, to be worthy of it. And then the ox is coming up as well as kisses and hugs. Also, the word 4Gs came up, which was weird, because I never heard of that before, but apparently it's group sex with 4 people, 4Gs. And then fourgon came up, which came up as a French baggage wagon, but also an ammunition wagon. And the station wagon also came up. The station wagon, right? We never used that. It was such a big deal when I was growing up, the station wagon. So again, AFS, study abroad, education, volunteer services. Also, 4G LTE came up, which is Verizon, but when I saw LTE, I got elite right away. So there's some kind of reference regarding Verizon and the elite, so be careful about that. Feel into your own energies, please. Again, you know, this is general energy as well as it's my perspective on things. So remember to always feel into it for yourself, whether it's right or not for yourself. So the code line was also coming out as the workout channel, AFS TV, and seeing the key or seeking the station wagon or a stationary wagon, a poker, a caboose, or perhaps a pain in the ass, or an ammunition carrier. But that can also be hemorrhoids for somebody. The King of Wands or Master of Inflamed, the Sixth Sense, or lovers ascend and rise. And there's that energy of the eagle rising and falling as well. They ascend and rise vocally, or perhaps someone's raising a small child or a boy, perhaps taking in a foreign child, which was so interesting too, because when I was down the shore the other day with my sister, she ran into a friend who took in an exchange student actually, after they'd stayed with them. Also the eye, the face, the front, to hem, turn or lift, TV or televised, seek or seeing key, in forgery of the King of Wands, using the sixth sense of a child. So this could also be someone getting paid or getting credit for what their child is doing for them. Maybe they're making their child give them information and then they're making money off of them. And this could be foster parents or, again, taking in a child to make money off of them. So be careful of that as well. If you know of any situation like that, make sure to let people know. Again, taking advantage of children for their abilities. Now, it's one thing if it's a parent and the child has volunteered to do that, but not in a neglectful or taking advantage or abusive way, especially not if they're not your own children and you're taking them in to care for them just because you can use them, which a lot of people do, right? They use them to get the check and that kind of stuff. So American Field Service comes up here, TV. American students in Belgium came up, 4/10/67. And again, my mother was part of American Field Service. She traveled to Germany from college or before college. I forget which summer it was. But again, there were volunteers in World War I. 1914, American Hospital of Paris opened, a military hospital, which was referred to as an ambulance to accommodate patients coming back from the front. They transferred the classrooms there in a building. They transformed them to, bedrooms for the ambulance or military hospital there. And the French actually raved about this due to the high quality of the volunteers, because they had a lot of American volunteers come over from AFS. And then TV was coming up, so I was getting Tel Aviv right there. Seeking the 4G or the forgery of the Emperor or God energy, the King of Wands, or the Master under the heat, with Sixth Sense, the volunteer or volunteerism, and being on the front lines here. And again, referencing about to arrive regarding the movement of celestial ship effort. There may be volunteers being asked to help with moving of a celestial ship, whether those are the arcs underground here or whether our ET friends are going to be asking people to volunteer to go up with them and volunteer regarding a movement of celestial ship effort. Very interesting. So not only being able to volunteer country to country, but off-planet volunteerism is coming up as well. About to arrive, recruiting for spaceship effort. And again, King of Wands looking for AFS student with a sixth sense to use them, so be careful of that as well. Okay, so at 427, which is the Emperor and the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands was the energy we started out with here. Okay, so the Page of Wands is this energy here on the bottom that you just see the corner of the card with the mini cards on top. I can move that over just a little bit. And beneath that is the Five of Swords reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, the Five of Wands reversed, the Page of Swords upright, and the Two of Cups reversed. And then that Page of Wands upright on top, which is inspired, excited energy. And remember the past 3 days, we had the, today is the 20 and the 31 of conflict and judgment. So yesterday was the 30 of union along with the sun, and the day before that was the Three of Wands of being present in the moment with the moon. So we went from the moon to the sun to judgment. And the group, conflict or pursuit of happiness. The post-war breakup or purge, the overwhelm, the dumping, pushed to the limit, or sweating it out in a losing battle, with the Page of Swords upright, or message and disconnect or distance, or just not in agreement with each other from the Page of Wands. They're both upright though, and this is very childlike energy. And these can be messages as well, passionate messages and then more informational messages. Or after the battle and the war, the Page of Swords and Page of Wands agree to disagree or stay distanced from each other. They're done stretching and growing, or done juggling 3 and saving 2 for later, overwhelmed or prostate issues, losing the battle or sore loser. The Page of Swords is not seeing eye to eye with the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands with the whole truth and why there's been no reunion or to reunion or return, no return, or the Page of Wands truth to a negative group or bad influences, and third party and or social distancing here. The Sovereign is upright, willing to let them back in, but be careful, the Page of Wands may be telling people that the Sovereign Nine of Pentacles has a stick up their butt. Or the Page of Wands is toying with them with no intention to come back. I'm just messing with them because I don't know what their issue is, right? So there's this, and the Queen, there's nothing wrong with the Queen of Swords. She's upright. But this is someone like toying with them, being childish because they're in Page energy. And someone might be just toying with them because it's fun for them to do that. You know, like that impish energy of an immature man. And it's that kind of energy, and she may have done nothing wrong. It's just, I don't know. It's like, you know, the little boy in elementary school pulling the hair of the one they like, but they're not available, that kind of energy. So there's options, synchronicities, and issues at work, disappointment with sloppy work or not organized, taking too much time or overtime. The Hermit shedding light or brightening up their home, wanting to enjoy their summer or giving the house a lift at 451, which is the Emperor and the King of Swords. Or the Hermit and Virgo are unsure about letting a child work on their house or do work with light or electricity in the ceiling or detail work here, right? Because they might not do a perfect job, right? This is the type of work that requires a detailed eye. Or children or pets having fun or creating a garden. Children in vacation or vocation coming up here, and celebration, spending time outdoors. The Hermit holding light for those down below the peak, as the child lights up everything, or school's out for the summer. Sandals and no snow is somebody's perspective here, and that could be someone who likes to ski because they're standing at the top of the mountain, like the Hermit energy, and saying, and being bummed because there's no snow on the mountain anymore. And then we have Virgo upright and Leo upright. The Page of Wands expects females to serve them, and this could be a spoiled child or a man who expects women to be servants. We also have the Queen of Pentacles reversed with the Empress upright. The Queen of Pentacles reversed may be the wounded warrior surrendering while the Empress stands up for themselves. Or perhaps she's standing up to the Empress who expects her to do everything for her. Or a younger female concedes to the older one as that age-old tradition of respect for your elders no matter what they do, right? Or women expecting men to do all the yard work, where, you know, there's certain roles that women and men play. Perhaps the Queen of Pentacles reverse is overwhelmed by the weeds because too much for her. Again, there's a reason for these things because men typically have stronger bodies than women. So there's some things they do much easier than women. And that's typical, but it's not for everybody. There's lots of strong women out there. Mother and daughter, or sisters, or female boss over the Queen of Pentacles reversed, expecting them to do as they are told without question. At 506, there's that 5 and 6 energy coming up again of the King of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So healing family issues, and again, this has to do with hierarchy in the family as well. And beneath the healing family issues was flirt and reconciliation. Perhaps there's a mother or Taurus boss or Queen of Pentacles reversed, and as the father plays with the children, right? So the mother's the boss at home, the father plays with the kids or gets them to work, to do yard work and stuff like that, to do their chores. The Page of Swords and the Page of Wands are home defending their turf or standing up to their parents or doing the yard work and cutting back the weeds. The Page of Swords may be leaning on the truth as the King of Cups reversed is free to leap, or Aries is hot-tempered here with a snake at their heels. The Hermit is missing their flame, and that could be Virgo energy as well, losing circulation in their legs or frustrated without passion. Perhaps they're feeling like they're with a creative block or lack of growth, or refusing to burn the past, with the Page of Swords leaning on the truth, saying, kiss my ass. Perhaps someone's all legs here, or going on a treasure hunt, or dumping a kiln, or come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. But the wick won't light. She just doesn't do it for him. At 518, which is the Hierophant and the 18 of the moon, or that's Taurus and Cancer, or the message here is loud and clear. Hermit or Virgo, uninspired by a message with attitude, or Aries upright and Virgo upright here, or Hermit between the King of Cups reversed and Aries, who's now free. With Patience, number 2 of the High Priestess, and beneath that synchronicities of 87, the reflection of the dream family, 78, or heaven on earth, the synchronicities. With at 522, which is the Hierophant and the 22 of the Fool, with clarity, news, and the Knight of Pentacles upright, Queen of Cups and King of Pentacles upright as well. Or the Queen of Cups is that Juliet energy for the Page of Wands in the Sun, or Leo child, and that could be a pet as well. Perhaps she is between the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, father and son, or perhaps two earth signs or two brothers, or between father and son. Perhaps there's a competition here in sports or for a job, to work for the King of Pentacles, or looking for exam results. Or again, they could be competing for the Queen of Cups in the middle. Or the King of Pentacles is looking to take a load off without responsibilities, perhaps dumping a load, a burden, or a secret passion here with Pisces reversed, with the 10 of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community of wealth or abundance. And that could be a legacy or inheritance as well. Or the King of Pentacles with his kids, and the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, who may be just like them. Or the King of Pentacles may be spending or dumping a load on a treasure or legacy of the family, business, or community, but needs to use their intuition to do this. Perhaps done being watched to make sure they hustle. So again, done working for someone else and wanting to work on their own. Or workmen without integrity who think they should get paid a lot for doing nothing. And then at 10 of Pentacles upright, family, business, community, legacy, or the world at large, inspired by home, celebration, and union. Or the Page of Wands child to get married or have a graduation party here, but must clear it first with the Page of Swords, or must clear the yard first and then message them when they're done. At 532, the Hierophant and the Journey there, or the Journeyman, that can be someone coming in with good news with the 6 of Wands. Or the Page of Swords needs patience here with them, yet to be firm as well. The Page of Wands and Page of Swords theme here of the Page of Wands who expects the female to kiss their feet, and the Page of Swords expects the male to kiss their ass. They expect them to kiss their feet. Or the sovereign mother or older child to take care of the children or pets, and the Page of Swords to fix what is broken. Or two kids moving in together. The 3 of Cups is upright here, with the Sun upright as well. The Page of Wands, the Star, the Ace of Wands, and 5 of Wands all upright here. And the past coming together for fun in the Sun, the Star, healing, dreaming, or Leo and Aquarius upright, with new passion to complete or pursue happiness, to play or get results. And again, it's summertime. A negative past, a falling out, or kid issues here, going forward after this read actually, and getting over loss, regret, or imprisonment and anxiety. A Hierophant, marriage, religion, establishment, or Taurus, and the fallen angel or Sag reversed, losing their patience or their temper, or Taurus with Sagittarius in their chart, the Page of Wands calling out injustice of the Aquarius upright and Libra reversed, and stressed out, and the Knight of Pentacles upright offering to work or to help, with the King of Cups and the King of Wands both reversed here. Perhaps the King of Wands has Leo in their chart, or is weak and needing courage, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Empress upright, or Queen of Pentacles Taurus. At 551, which is Taurus or the Hierophant and the King of Swords. Children may be getting over losing a game or just a loss, or sore losers due to anxiety, with the Hierophant upright and Temperance reversed, or Taurus upright and Sag reversed with a temper, and the Page of Wands inspired by a wake-up call to injustice regarding suffering and silence of others, or perhaps of their sister, or just stressed out or not sleeping. At 553 is the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant and the Knight of Swords, offering to help out the King of Cups and King of Wands, both reversed. But again, they could both have bad tempers. This could run in the family, or just the King of Wands reversed with a bad temper or aggressive pet. And again, they said that they may have, I think, Leo in their chart. So the King of Wands may not actually be a fire sign, which is why they're bringing that up. It might be another sign with a lot of fire in their chart. So the King of Wands reversed may have a bad temper or aggressive pet or child, or willing to walk, train, or tutor them. So they could be offering their work. This Knight of Pentacles is offering here help to them. The Queen of Pentacles reversed with the Empress upright is also with the Page of Cups reversed, which can be a rejection. It also could be a miscarriage, but the Empress is upright, so I don't feel like that's there. But they could have a crying baby at home as well. And that can also be the grandchild, right? They could be the Empress with the Queen of Pentacles' daughter and her new baby. And then we have the Empress, and this could be the Empress with two kids who are just unhappy or bored, or Taurus Queen of Pentacles reversed with a miscarriage, or with a crying baby detoxing a present perhaps, or a gift, or perhaps their own gifts, detoxing, learning their new gifts. Or now that the worst is over, with bliss, with the Queen of Cups reversed, or the Page of Cups reversed is not living with the Queen of Cups reversed mother due to alcohol or depression issues. So the Page of Cups reversed may be staying with their grandmother here at 558, which is the Hierophant and the Four of Swords, which can be a rest, a break, meditating, praying, but also could be the 5D connection between the twins. So then at 631, which is the Lovers and the Conflict, was the recent past of the Emperor reverse, which is reason here. In a bold move to bliss at night, or perhaps the Emperor reverse is not well, but that can also be the abuse of power, or perhaps they're stepping down from power, which can be retirement. So this Emperor, or someone who's being unreasonable, in a bold move to bliss at night, or at the full moon eclipse, which passed, there's lots of Cancer energy here, coming clean, or cleaning up the actor's space, perhaps with their sister, or suffering in silence, stress, or not sleeping well. Or their world is upside down with the Divine Feminine in the 5D, or Pisces reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed, who may be paralyzed by their passions, or perhaps falling short of expectation, by the King of Swords, who may be offering work or offering to help, perhaps show them the ropes. The King of Swords is uninspired in the downturn or twist of fate, and dissatisfied with the Knight of Wands reversed, who may be a player, or perhaps just bit off more than they can chew, and the High Priestess upright, or Sagittarius with secrets here, or secretive Knight of Wands reversed, falling short of expectations. And again, that could be the player energy. But it can be also someone who's paralyzed by their passions and just can't function right because they can't think right. They're not in a good emotional place. The King of Swords with kids, or representing the Pisces reversed and Sag reversed, or the Emperor reversed with the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community, saying, my kids could do this work better than you did. And so they're offering up their kids to do work, or perhaps contracting out others to do work. And again, this could be making money off your kids, or this is someone getting an idea of how they can retire and make money off of the younger ones doing work by, being the coordinator for a workforce for doing yard work. Because the guys who mow the lawn and do the yard work are charging so much money these days. We used to do that growing up, all the yard work for our parents. And think about it, you guys, because $50 an hour is $100,000 a year. Does someone really deserve $100,000 a year for cutting the lawn? You know, it's that kind of energy. So someone's saying, oh, well, I'm going to take this up and have my kids do the work. Or perhaps contracting out others to do work and being the coordinator, like I said, getting the clients or the customers, or the Emperor reversed, it may be retired military as well. Aries upright, Cancer upright times 2, with Pisces, Sag, Libra reversed, and Pisces upright here. Or the Emperor reversed travels or works nights, or sneaking out to distress or de-stress, with Pisces and Sag reversed, or Divine Feminine 5D, he may be out of energy, or perhaps with a player who's draining them. The King of Swords upright, offering out help, and the King of Swords may be Aquarius upright, Gemini upright, or with Libra in their chart. The foundation is the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave coming out, awake King of Pentacles, post-war awakening and coming out. Like I said, there's a lot of coming out here. The central energy of the Sun, which is upright here, the solar deity, for vacation, sun and fun, or to expose all, running out of options. The Star, King of Swords, or Aquarius perhaps, but it doesn't have to be Aquarius. It can be other air signs or someone with a lot of air in their chart. They can be Virgo as well. But the Star, King of Swords, offering time, money, and effort to Hermit or Virgo for guidance. Starting out small perhaps, but willing to offer more afterwards. The Hermit with envy or jealousy behind their back, or the Knight of Cups reversed, refusing love or sex. Or Hermit is advising Leo, Knight of Cups reversed, who may not be interested, or rejecting their offer here. This may be Pisces reversed or Divine Feminine 5D. The Knight of Wands reversed may be counsel or representation, but I don't know if they're trustworthy there. Or maybe they're falling short of what you expected from them. Or a parent wanting to know more about what this offer is before they actually accept it. And Star or Aquarius may be coming on a little too strong, wanting full disclosure and challenged by the King of Wands reversed, Emperor reversed, who may be dead tired or near death or dealing with cancer. And then the King of Wands reversed with Aries in their chart and Scorpio reversed perhaps at 655, which is the Lovers in the 55 of Truth and Excalibur. And it could be this Knight of Wands reversed player or their father as well. And again, the Knight of Wands doesn't have to be a player. It can actually just be someone who's normally really active, who for some reason all of a sudden is out of energy and can't move. So 656, the Lovers, and the 56 of the Two of Swords, being in your knowing and keeping to yourself, keeping your energy clear, or pretending not to know. Right? I never get this as being totally unaware, because if this card comes up, it's saying there's an awareness there, but you don't want to know, so you don't have to deal with it. Right? Because if you were completely unaware, it would be able to come up in a different way. Sometimes it can be unaware, but like I said, I don't usually get that from that card, because it's someone who's denying their energetic knowing. So if they're saying they're unaware, it's because they don't want to awaken to their knowing, because that way they can pretend and not be responsible for what they know. So anyway, the Emperor reverse is coming up here with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And again, this can be someone who has passed, because I just told you that energy has come up, but it doesn't have to be. It can be someone stepping down, or somebody abusing their power, or losing their power, right? As someone gets older, they tend not to be able to do what they used to be able to do. So the Emperor reversed with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, the world at large. This can represent the presidency as well. With the Page of Wands upright, the Divine Masculine coming out, challenged by the King of Wands reversed, the Emperor reversed, or Aries and Scorpio both reversed, with the 10 of Cups upright, family not telling them their true desires. The Page of Wands is inspired to end the conflict here, seeing synchronicities or with choices due to the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And this could be someone also helping out a family. Reaping rewards of being home with third party or bad influences, or friends who party and drink that perhaps they shouldn't be around. And the Knight of Wands reversed for sure, we shouldn't be around that energy, falling short on energy due to overwork, or it's not working out in an all-business relationship, and finding peace in sex with romantic tie, reaping rewards of divine feminine, or letting go to come clean about, or with guilty party, or coming clean about their own shame. The Ace of Cups reversed, purging or overwhelm, or with guilty party or their own shame. And the Ace of Cups reversed, purging, overwhelmed with the Wounded Warrior reversed, surrendering to the Divine Lover suddenly or out of the blue, a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange at 7:02, which is the Chariot and the 2 of the High Priestess, or the Divine Feminine. And now surrendering to all that is. Trapped, imprisoned, or anxiety here, and that can be prison, or with new information, clarity that knocks them off balance, with that Page of Swords or message from Libra or Justice, wanting to start over in love, as the Knight of Swords is rushing back to the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or perhaps a delivery coming in to them. Resisting the Queen of Wands reversed, or after sudden events with the Queen of Wands reversed, who has a bad temper here, or the Queen of Wands reversed with Scorpio in their chart with jealousy issues. The Divine Masculine here may be seeing the Divine Feminine synchronicities of sunshine, vacation, and lovers, and not sharing imbalance, the inequity, or the codependency they're experiencing, with the Magician upright starting over after failing, which is really uncomfortable for them because they don't like to fail, especially if they're really competitive and have to win all the time, at 7:07, perhaps 2 chariots, or the 70 of the 2 of Pentacles juggling, and the Chariot, which can be a move or vacation or travel, or a bold move, or perhaps doing it under the radar at 7:08, the dance, or the manifestation, and uncomfortable with that, doing it under the radar. And that could be uncomfortable with getting paid under the table as well. The Hanging Man reversed, awake, no longer inspecting every inch of the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy, or fantasy family of heaven on earth, or falling out, or looking for a negative past, with the Wounded Warrior reversed, surrendering to narcissistic old man, the Hierophant, or religious leader or establishment, and this also can be a Taurus. After death or rising at Easter, the Hierophant with the Page of Cups reversed, vulnerable, between Hierophant and the Temperance reversed, or Taurus upright and Sagittarius reversed, Capricorn and Scorpio reversed, and the Queen of Swords upright, speaking their truth to their lover or Gemini about a negative past, with the Page of Pentacles doing research or their studies. This is a really good student. This can be an intern as well. Or purging their triggers, or dumping a load, and they could be doing research or schoolwork on this. Or overwhelm. Psychological limits, and a child being very interested in this stuff. Or Gemini Queen of Swords had a falling out with the Page of Pentacles child, who's a very good student, and rejecting their love offers. And again, could be an older woman or their mother that, they're not needing as much affection from anymore. Hierophant and the Wounded Warrior coming clean about guilt and shame. And again, there's Taurus and Sagittarius energy there. 7:16 is the Chariot and the Tower. And that could be a sudden event with a car or travel or move. And soon here, and that doesn't have to be negative, soon is the 6 of Cups reversed in disconnect or heartbreak, with the Knight of Swords upright and the Emperor reversed, falling out, perhaps with kids, and or the Knight of Swords with Libra in their chart, or in downturn, perhaps deliveries coming in and they're pissed at the kids. And the King of Wands reversed, not sharing the injustice with the King of Cups reversed, who's now free to leap. Or the injustice that the King of Cups reversed got off scot-free. Or recovering with clarity and standing up for oneself and starting over in love here at 7:21, Chariot and the 21 of the world, and Pisces energy and Cancer there. And I'm also getting, remember, if you're getting out of a situation that's bad for you, don't worry about the good things you see the other person getting, right? Because then there's going to be that resentment of the injustice. The universe will take care of the imbalances. You focus on making yourself happy. With Libra reversed, Aquarius upright and reversed here, the twin flames seeing themselves as the 4 of Swords reversed after the beach, the ocean, or meditation, reaping rewards or daydreaming, and without options, or perhaps just saving and hanging out, but feeling like there's no options for the Emperor reversed, in a wake-up call with issues at work at 7:24, which is the Chariot and the Queen of Wands, home with peace or happy travels to get over a loss, regret, or the Emperor reversed, unable to rest in peace. With Aquarius upright and Aries reversed, and religious factors, heart-to-heart conversations, actually came up the other way. It was first getting to know each other, give your relationship a chance, very soon separation, heart-to-heart conversations, and then religious factors, or perhaps reading them the other way around. But around the twins, or how they're seen, is the guidance card, which is the Hierophant in this deck, or detoxing and juggling, or detox and right back to the same old, day to day, or letting go with the High Priestess or secrets, with Pisces upright dumping a load on them while they're working, and then Taurus upright with Pisces upright and Capricorn reversed between them. And again, this could be dealing with marriage, religion, the establishment, and a wake-up call to guidance outside oneself that doesn't help unless you do the work. At 7:30, which is the Chariot and the Union, or the home. The block here is Ascension reversed and dissatisfied with self, the King of Cups reversed and freeing oneself from conditions of love. Adventure, relationship change, making an effort, and even more so here is individuality, being true to yourself, being authentic, not needing to be the same as everybody else. There may be no big love here unless it's a third party through work, with issues with the Two of Cups reversed, disconnect or distance, or partnership not seeing eye to eye, no longer resonate. The Ten of Wands reversed is coming back downstairs, not working out with the Queen of Cups reversed, or narcissistic old man, or marriage, religion, religious leader, establishment, or Taurus, coming clean with the Queen of Cups reversed about guilt and shame and dumping them or on them, or dumping a load, purging, triggering, overwhelm, as the Wounded Warrior reversed is surrendering to lovers after bliss, or Saggy and Nat Unforgettable showed up there too. Saggy and Scorpio reversed here, Gemini and Taurus upright, perhaps the Queen of Swords Gemini, or a Page of Pentacles Taurus. There could be, the bliss can also be resistance to bliss, but the Queen of Swords Gemini and Page of Pentacles Taurus child may be dumping a load or dumping it all, taking all their, just letting go of their responsibilities. And again, in a loss situation, that's an obvious need to do that. But needing strength in the present moment or with gifts, or perhaps receiving help with gifts. And the Queen of Pentacles reverse may be starting over, with the Wounded Warrior surrendering, or Sagittarius reversed in a downturn or twist of fate, free to leap and receive a download to the head or to the crown. The illumination of the 1000 suns here. Libra reversed, Aries and Leo upright here, and the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups who's reversed, as well as the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Swords is upright though. So 3 queens here with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Wounded Warrior reversed, fire with Gemini upright and Scorpio reversed. Perhaps not working out between the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups family who don't talk about feelings at 7:43, which is the Chariot and the coming together, or Cancer and coming together. And the Emperor reversed, Scorpio reversed, or a father who passed, or the Queen of Cups reversed was with the Emperor reversed, who pretends that the family is perfect and sunny, but it's not. The Queen of Wands reversed with Scorpio in her chart may have jealousy issues with the King of Wands reversed with Libra in their chart, who has issues with injustice, and how the King of Cups reversed gets away with it, or just goes to rehab and then gets out free after making a mess, which may be the reason why they went to rehab in the first place. And then we have the Page of Swords upright and disconnect or at a distance with the Page of Wands, perhaps the Divine Masculine coming out in an awakening with guidance, or awakening to commitment with the Emperor reversed, or as the Emperor reversed, or Taurus upright and Aries reversed on vacation or exposing all, and challenged by the Page of Wands reversed in a falling out or not ascending. The King of Cups reversed, maybe a Pisces reversed, or have Pisces in their chart, and surrendering to all that is, dumping all their burdens with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Taurus, to start over by surrendering while things are slow for a brand new start at 7:51, which is again the Chariot and the King of Swords. So the Page of Swords and Page of Wands with the Emperor reversed and that Ten of Pentacles family, business, community, or legacy may be unable to sleep or awakening and coming out and exposing all, challenged by the King of Wands reversed and surrendering to all that is, awake to the Six of Cups reversed, falling out in the past, or issues with children, or issues with past or kids, or guidance of a Taurus and Pisces reversed, perhaps taking a load off or dumping it all on the Queen of Pentacles reversed to come off the island and surrender, to twist of fate and new life, or Libra reversed and Aries upright, or time in the sun or getting there 15 minutes at 7:53, the Chariot and the Knight of Swords. Okay. So where are we? It's pretty long. I'm just going to do a quick energy card since I gave you a lot right there. What is our takeaway from all these reads today? I just looked at the clock. It went from 51 to 52. So again, 149, which is the Magician and the Get Your Wish card. So the Magician embodiment and getting your wish of the 51 and 52, which is the King and Queen of Swords. The ones of light. All right, and what is our takeaway from today? What is our takeaway from all the reads today? There's two cards coming up here. Indecision. I was actually just feeling a little indecisive when these cards popped up. So indecision here with the 8, which is the dance between the masculine and feminine, inner and outer strength, as well as manifestation of dreams. And then we have the 5 of the Hierophant, which is attachment. And again, here's Leo and Taurus, which is ego and stubbornness. They always come up on that World card here. But also 5 and 8 is greased lightning together. It's very powerful. So you got to be careful how you use that energy. There is indecision here as well as attachment here and the need to take off the mask. And again, Leo and Hierophant very strongly here. And then the coming together here with the man holding a coin, which is that King of Pentacles that came up during the read a lot. And actually, my son's soul number is 43. He's Scorpio. So it could be Scorpio energy as well coming up there. And he is the money guy. That could be earth energy coming up as well. And we have Taurus right here. So this could be a Taurus man. Bottom of the deck here is contract, which is the 6 of the Lovers. So this could be a contract ending. But again, we talked about this card with the blinders on, the 2 of Swords. Someone pretending not to know so they don't have to deal with something. So that could come up and bite someone in the butt if they've been avoiding something that they're legally required to take care of. So this is Angel of Strength, the 50 of emotional fulfillment. And this could also be the strong woman of the family type of energy. And again, Leo energy. And then the contract here with the family or lovers, because this can be love, family, communities. And this also, I'm getting the I don't know, I'm getting the 10 Commandments regarding that. But just, there's a lot of Constitution energy, but also the 10 Commandments came up really quickly. But the Constitution, there could be some legal issues here. Because remember, today is Judgment and was it the 5 of Wands today, I think? But yeah, there's a lot of legal, like conflict energy that came up in the energies. So this could be having to deal with contracts. Again, this is post-tax season, so it could be dealing with stuff like that. But again, with the family, having completed a cycle, maybe having overlooked something that needs your attention, or this is just the end of a contract or cycle coming in here with the family or a lover. But again, we talked about being blinded to energies that you need to deal with. So not pretending to not know. And that could be causing the indecision because someone's pretending not to know so they don't have to deal with something. So it's just going to cause more issues. The need to take off the mask and be fully present, especially with the King of Pentacles here. All right, so it's definitely contract issues here and needing to make a choice, either of path or just needing to make a final decision, period, and take off the mask. Stop playing games is what I'm getting. And just do it. Do what you have to do, right? Because you're just delaying the inevitable is the energy I'm getting. I'm going to pull you an animal card too here. This is the animal deck. Right, and that can just be people, you know, putting things off tomorrow, till tomorrow. We all do that kind of stuff from time to time, if not all the time for some. Oh, that's not it. What is the energy here? Okay, there we go. 3 of Summer, the hummingbird. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. So this is turnaround of that Three of Cups, because I'm definitely feeling like this is a turnaround in that. There's definitely the summer energy all of a sudden blossoming. It's like all of a sudden the sun comes out. And then we have the goose here too, the Six of Summer. Beautiful energy there. Very light and summery, just changing this dark, heavy energy and releasing this contract here. It's like this transition here from the indecision to taking off the mask to coming into their truth as the King of Pentacles here. Type of energy, and coming together in joy instead. Coming together in joy. The Six of Summer, the goose says, the love and care of the children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. That's a beautiful message. The bottom of this deck, the underlying energy is the Six of Autumn, which is the kiwi. And he's got a quarter in his beak, and there's a feather floating down above him. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off your debts, acquire wise loans, or receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities, etc. And that doesn't have to be a formal charity. It can be whatever resonates with you. Don't give to organizations you don't resonate with. It has to be a clean energy. Okay? Okay, you guys. Thanks for being here. Until the next time, remember your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature. And it's just 51 to 52 again. 55. It's 5555. Rise and be love, you guys.